Welcome to Challenge Accepted with Jonah C. And welcome to part 2 of the series, Rising Strong, The Power of Resilience. If this is your first time to the show, thanks so much for joining. And as always, thanks to those who keep coming back for more, especially since my absence over the last month and a half. I appreciate you very much. Today, we're going to be exploring part 2 in the series of 2, the incredible strength and power of resilience. In this episode, we will delve into what resilience is, why it matters, and how you can cultivate this essential quality in your own life. Like in episode 10 about perseverance, we're going to segment these thoughts. If you liked episode 10 on perseverance, you'll hopefully find this episode to be helpful and perhaps a complement to episode 10. Are you ready? I am. I'm Jonah. I'm your person. Let's get to it. Once again, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Coming back from my own neck injury, I wanted to create 2 shows that were interconnected and that carried very large and impactful messages. So I decided to combine episodes 10 and 11 into a 2-part series. Once again, one on perseverance and this one on resilience. I hope you listen to both shows and use them to your advantage. I'm going to jump right in. If you've tuned in to episode 10 about perseverance, you'll be able to follow right along on how this show is set up, from segments to practical tips to myths about resilience and more. Let's talk about segment 1 of 4 now. Segment 1, Understanding Resilience. Resilience is the ability to adapt and bounce back from adversity, trauma, or stress. It involves facing challenges head-on, learning from setbacks, and emerging stronger and more capable as a result. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about navigating them with courage and grace. Segment 2, The Science of Resilience. There is a science behind resilience, including how resilience is built in the brain and the impact of resilience on mental and physical well-being. Research shows that resilient individuals tend to have lower stress levels, stronger immune systems, and better overall health. So much of this is about not being overly consumed by stress, which takes away healthy thoughts and action that are the alternatives to move positively forward with life and its challenges. I want to be clear about something, though. Although one of my fields of study is in psychology and human growth and development, I am not a licensed therapist or a mental health professional. Most of what I talk about in my shows comes from my personal experience being in the human resources field, being a mentor, a volunteer, and many things that have to do with human interaction, growth, and development. Segment 3, Real-Life Stories of Resilience. I will share inspiring stories of individuals who have demonstrated remarkable resilience in the face of adversity. From personal struggles to professional challenges, these stories will showcase the incredible power of the human spirit to overcome even the toughest of circumstances. Now, like in episode 10, Perseverance, I will not be using movie stars, sports figures, and the like. Partly because when writing this content, I bounce content ideas off of friends and family. And the feedback I received, which aligned with my own thoughts, is that so many of these figures are perceived to be out of reach to many of us. So I decided to do something different. I'm going to describe situations more closely related to experiences you or someone you know may have had. Let's get to it. Now, let's talk about some everyday incredible people whom you may be able to relate to. Number 1, single parent. This is the one that probably hits home the most for me, as my mom was a single parent for a very long time and turned out to be my biggest hero. You yourself might be a person who was raised by a single parent. You may know somebody that is a single parent. Heck, you may be a single parent yourself. Whatever your situation, please try and draw some knowledge to apply to you. A single parent works 2 jobs to provide for their children, managing to balance work, school activities, and household chores despite exhaustion and limited resources. So much about resilience in this area is about choice and decision. Being a single parent or a parent in general, there are no stopping points. Put another way, once a parent, always a parent. Your experience with your children, young or old, continues. You'll always be needed. So choosing to put your best foot forward is key to being resilient and teaching your children to be the same. Number 2, job loss recovery. An individual loses their job unexpectedly, but instead of giving up, they learn new skills and eventually secure a better position in a different field, demonstrating adaptability and perseverance. A couple of side notes for you. There are heaps of free resources at your local employment center to help a person recover and to be resilient. And second, when I'm going through each of these examples, I challenge you to pull something, even if it doesn't apply directly to you. Indirectly, you may be able to pull something from each of these examples to help you in your challenges and or your goals. Number 3, health challenges. A person diagnosed with a chronic illness maintains a positive outlook and makes lifestyle changes to manage their condition, continuing to pursue hobbies and interests despite physical limitations. Number 4, natural disaster response. After a natural disaster destroys their home, a family comes together to rebuild, supporting each other emotionally and physically through the recovery process. Along with this is being resourceful and remembering there are state and local agencies ready to help. Number 5, academic struggles. A student struggling with a difficult subject seeks extra help from tutors, puts in additional study hours, and ultimately improves their grades, showing determination and a commitment to their education. This is easier said than done, I know. However, we never give up. I know these examples are short, but like I said, if I made them any longer, this show would be enormously long. So I'd like to share 5 more examples of everyday ordinary people overcoming adversity, persevering, and building resilience. Number 6, Marie's small business. Marie's bakery faced financial hardships during the COVID-19 pandemic. Instead of closing down, she pivoted to online sales and delivery, creating new marketing strategies and even offered virtual baking classes to stay afloat and eventually thrive. Number 7, James's marathon training. James, who had never been an athlete, decided to run a marathon to raise funds for charity. Despite facing injuries and setbacks during training, he stayed committed, sought medical advice, adjusted his training plan, and successfully completed the marathon. Number 8, Lila's educational journey. Lila, a refugee from Syria, faced language barriers and cultural adjustments upon moving to the United States. She enrolled in language classes, sought support from her community, and after years of hard work, earned a college degree in engineering. Number 9, Carlos's battle with addiction. Carlos struggled with substance addiction for many years. Determined to change his life, he sought help through a rehabilitation program, attended regular counseling sessions, and joined support groups. He has now been sober for 5 years and mentors others facing similar challenges. And finally, number 10, Anna's recovery from injury. Anna, an avid hiker, was in a severe car accident that left her with a broken leg. Doctors said it would take a year to walk again. With relentless physical therapy, mental strength, and support from her family, she not only walked, but also returned hiking within a year and a half. Once again, I know these were short anecdotes, and I can spend an hour just on one of these amazing humans. However, the goal is to connect with as many of you as possible. I encourage you to do more research and talk with others to gain more knowledge and strength. If you'd like to connect with me, I am currently developing premium content that will be accessible through my website, challengeacceptedwithjonahc.com. Now, let's go ahead and move on to number 4 about how we build resilience. Some practical strategies and tips for building resilience, from cultivating a group mindset to developing healthy coping mechanisms, are very important to purposefully work toward being able to overcome challenges more fluidly and or easily. There are many ways to enhance your ability to bounce back from setbacks and thrive in the face of challenges. Let's take a look at 10 practical tips to help you on your journey. Number 1, embrace change. You've probably heard that a million times. Change is inevitable. Change is going to happen. Change is going to happen whether you want it to or not. Well, here's the thing. Understand that change is a natural part of life. Being flexible and adaptable helps you respond effectively to unexpected challenges. Number 2, develop a strong support network. Cultivate relationships with family, friends, and colleagues. Having a support system provides emotional strength and perspective. Number 3, practice self-care. Prioritize your physical and mental well-being. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, sufficient sleep, and relaxation activities help you manage stress. But I want to take it one step further, because so many of us, and yes, that includes me, beat up on ourselves. We're our worst critic. Well, we don't have to do that. So much of that comes from the mindset of perfection. And as I've said before in previous shows, there is no such thing as perfection. And it's okay to operate between good and great. But once again, practice self-care minus the beating up on yourself. There are plenty of people out there that will want to do that for you and to you. There's no need to do it to yourself. Number 4, set realistic goals. Break down large tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Achieving these smaller goals builds confidence and a sense of accomplishment. I've spoken about this in previous shows about celebrating the baby steps. Number 5, stay positive. Focus on what you can control and try to find the positive aspects of different situations and difficult ones as well. Maintaining a hopeful outlook fosters resilience. Number 6, learn from experience. Reflect on past challenges and how you overcame them. Understanding your previous successes can help you approach new difficulties with confidence. Number 7, cultivate problem-solving skills. Approach problems with a solution-oriented mindset. Instead of dwelling on the issue, focus on how to resolve it. Once again, this ties right into the challenge-accepted mindset. Number 8, manage stress. Learn and practice stress management techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or yoga. These can help you stay calm and focused during the rough times. Number 9, stay connected with your purpose. Remind yourself of your core values and long-term goals. Keeping your purpose in mind can provide motivation and direction. And finally, number 10, be patient with yourself. Building resilience takes time. Allow yourself to make mistakes and learn from them without being overly critical. All right. Now we're going to get into the 10 common myths about resilience. You ready? Here we go. Number 1, resilient people never feel sad or discouraged. 2, resilience is a fixed trait and cannot be developed. 3, resilience means bouncing back immediately after facing adversity. 4, resilience is all about being strong and never showing vulnerability. 5, resilient individuals do not need help or support from others. Number 6, resilience is only needed in extreme situations or crises. Number 7, resilient people do not experience stress or anxiety. Number 8, resilience is only important for certain personality types. Number 9, resilience can be achieved by simply ignoring negative emotions. And number 10, about the most common myths about resilience. Resilience is a solo journey and does not involve building relationships or seeking community support. As we wrap up this episode, remember that resilience is a skill that can be learned and strengthened over time. By embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, cultivating a positive mindset, and building a strong support network, you can become more resilient and better equipped to navigate life's ups and downs. Well, here we are at the end of the show. If or when you're faced with adversity, when you want more, when you're faced with so many options, when the goal or challenge feels or is monumental, how will you manage? What will you choose? What will you decide? Will you crumble under pressure? Will you cave to the naysayers? Will you choose negativity? Will you give up your power to someone or something else? Or will you say, challenge accepted? I've got this. I want this. Thank you for tuning into this exploration of resilience. Stay strong, stay resilient, and keep rising above every obstacle that comes your way. Remember, you have the power to not only survive, but to thrive in the face of adversity. And my message to you, my friend, is this: you've got this. I believe in you. Now, believe in yourself and make it happen. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming back. Have a great week.